On the Major Crimes and Community Safety Legislation Amendment Bill 2022, and the bill extends the obligations of financial institutions under the Confiscation Act to digital currency, which exchanges to allow the law enforcement to obtain account information from them, and in some way that information may be obtained from the banks, or in the same way it may be obtained from the banks. These amendments also provide clear powers for digital assets to be monitored and frozen to prevent them from being dissipated by a criminal target. Digital currency exchanges host wallets for digital assets like cryptocurrencies, and as I said before, I have no idea about cryptocurrency, so I'm way past that. I'm too old for that caper, so I have no idea. I'm lucky to handle money, let alone cryptocurrency. So on behalf of customers and provide facilities to exchange assets into money. Digital currency exchanges have information and capabilities that are equivalent to the banks for the purpose of asset confiscation investigations, so very similar processes. They can advise on account information, they can advise on the balances, and have the capacity to monitor and freeze accounts exactly the same as the banks do. So the types of digital currency exchanges included in the bill are also subject to the Commonwealth's Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Terrorism Financing Act 2006, and like the banks and other financial institutions that use that act to prosecute. This means that they need to know who their customers are and must report suspicious transactions to the Australian Transaction Reports and Analysis Centre. And these digital exchange services are required to have registered offices in Australia. So failure of digital currency exchanges to comply with requirements to provide account information or monitor or freeze digital assets will be subject to the same offences that already apply to financial institutions and will be punishable by a maximum fine of over $221,000. So the laws will not apply to international digital currency exchanges that are not registered to provide services in Australia. And in the same way that the laws currently do not apply to international banks not regulated under the Commonwealth Banking Act. Of course, the Commonwealth's Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Terrorism Financing Act 2006 makes it an offence to provide this type of digital currency exchange service without being registered. So the Australian legislation does not currently define what a digital asset is or a crypto asset. And the definition in the bill is broadly consistent with definitions adopted by Commonwealth bodies such as the Australian Securities and Investment Commission, and with new regulatory frameworks being considered by the Commonwealth and in the European Union. Digital assets are stored using digital wallets, which can be kept on a computer or data storage device or accessed via digital keys. And remote access by a person under investigation or their associates would frustrate the purpose of the seizure. So the bill enables our police to secure digital assets against remote interference, including by transferring the assets to a police-controlled wallet. And the powers can be likened to changing a padlock on a storage container to secure a physical asset, or removing a physical asset from a location and storing it at a police-controlled storage location. So police may seize data storage devices, computers or other items, but depending on the type of item and how the wallet has been set up, an accused person or their associates may be able to access the seized device or wallet. The new powers only permit police to take steps to secure seized digital assets and not to interfere with the integrity of those assets. Stored data cannot be changed under the new powers, except to enable a digital asset to be secured to prevent remote dissipation. And the example of this could be that the police could use the new powers to access the global blockchain and change a digital asset's encryption and key to a police-controlled wallet. I know, I just learning so much as I speak about it, and yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? This would not change the asset itself, but changes the padlock that secures the asset. Yeah, well, you know, it's like when you change a padlock. You put the key in, turn it, and all of a sudden you throw it away and put another one in. But anyway, apparently that's how it works. So That's how it works. But anyway, I'm right over this, I can tell you. So I love this cryptocurrency stuff. So anyway, the bill is an obvious response to address who wish to use these digital assets for the wrong reasons. And we know there are plenty of people out there that want to use it for the wrong reasons. We know that it's a market that's growing rapidly and sometimes for the wrong purposes by the wrong people, unfortunately. In future, legislation to help protect consumers and users experimenting and using this new technology will continue to be pursued. This bill will also clarify and strengthen investigation and enforcement powers, including those regarding serious drug offenders, information gathering by law enforcement, restraining orders, and enforcement of confiscation outcomes. And the examples of this, the bill allows law enforcement to issue multiple individual information notices to seek updated account information during ongoing litigation. This bill ensures the powers will only be exercised where the expert's skills are necessary to execute the search warrant. Provisions are included to clarify that where reasonably necessary. And Victoria Police may break open a safe or other storage receptacles on warrants, premises or transport into another location to be searched safely. With the little time that I have left, I just want to extend my gratitude and thanks to our local police in Melton and Bacchus Marsh for the great work that they do, in particular over the last 2.5 years through the pandemic. But they do a wonderful job in keeping us safe. They work really well with our youth. I know that there are issues, and this law will assist our police out there in dealing with some of the issues in my electorate, and I extend my gratitude to them. This is important laws to pass here. We support our police and we resource them really well, and we'll continue to resource them well so they can do their job. Again, I thank them, I support these amendments, and I commend the bill to the House.